Hello and welcome to another moment in the coding break. I am your host, Tam Talk, here to talk about all things medical coding related. So on today's coding break, I want to talk about building your community. And I know you may be asking, well, if this is a coding podcast and our community is medical coders, yes, this may be true, but I want to go a little deeper. So as we enter this new how-to series, which I will be talking about how to maximize on your coding certification, I want to talk about building your community. And this is very important because here's the thing. Although we are medical coders or credentialed healthcare coders or medical billers or anything specific to the revenue cycle as it relates to the healthcare or medical industry, when we're trying to pivot in this particular industry, and not even just this particular industry, in any industry, but whenever you're trying to do something different within a particular niche or particular industry, you want to make sure you have your community or you are building your community. And so what I mean by that, for example, if you are looking to become a coding book author or let's say a podcaster in the medical coding industry, you want to make sure, you want to ensure that your community that you have around you allows you to thrive and strive in that particular area. So again, if you want to become a coding book author, you want to make sure that the community that you have surrounding you wants to see you thrive and strive in that community as a book author. And here's the reason why. And I pause. And the reason for that is because you want to keep going. Someone said, well, if you are called to be an author or if you're called to be a podcaster, then it really shouldn't matter about the validation, whatever. But that's where we are. This is where I said, oh, that's a lie, right? Because if that was the case, we wouldn't have social media platforms. Social media platforms are basically, again, us seeking validation, or we're receiving outward or external validation for whatever we talk about, whether it be promotion in our career path, whether that be a success in our personal life, or whether it's just to socialize or to share some other cultural or society information. We're seeking validation, we're seeking interaction. So that's the same as building a community, whereas you want that those to kind of support you or to give you that validation to keep the momentum going in your endeavors. And it's very important. And I recall when I launched my first book, at that time, I did not have a Facebook community, right? So, and what I mean by that is I was a part of others' Facebook communities, but I did not have ownership or hosted a Facebook community. So one of the mentors, again, once I published my first book, one of my mentors highly recommended that I start a Facebook community to capture or to have those who were interested in what I was talking about or my book launch to be involved in that community. And so I did, and it grew rather quickly. And I'm glad that that individual recommended that I started my Facebook community. And as of today, it kind of expanded from me talking about my books into me launching other things outside of the books and making a space to bring pertinent information as it relates to the medical coding industry into that platform or into that community. And so I was able to share brands, share ideas, share courses or events specific to those in that industry into that community. So it's very important that you find a community or you build a community, or in my second book, What to Know When, I guess, the requirements for remote coding, I talk about building a tribe. So it's very important that you build a community that you build a tribe that supports what you are talking about or what you're promoting, because again, it adds to the promotion or the motivation for your endeavor. And so as I embark on this how-to series, starting on YouTube, like how to become a coding book author, how to become a podcaster, how to maximize on your coding certification. It is imperative that you do start or begin to build your community if you haven't started that already. So I may do a YouTube video on how to build your community as you proceed into pivoting or maximizing on your coding certification. So for those of you who were questioning that, my recommendation is yes, it is important that you build your community when you begin to pivot into a new venture. And again, it not necessarily just with the medical coding industry. Yes, we are on our coding break, but this can be applied to any industry that we are involved in or we're considering to pivot towards. So look for that. I'm actually really contemplating on creating a YouTube video about building your community. But so that's all I want to talk about today on this coding break. As always, code on. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on the Coding Break podcast, which is also on our website as well as our YouTube channel. So until the next coding break, code on.